The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 147 of The Daily Mother Swole. The Daily Mother Swole. That's right, episode 147. It is Flex Friday, so you know what that means. Everyone that's watching has to flex it up right now while you're watching. Today's episode: how many times or how often can I train a muscle? Can I train a muscle group? How often can you train a muscle group? So I'm going to go over a couple rules or a couple strategies to determine based on whatever body part you want. Yes, I love seeing those hearts on Periscope. Thank you. The goal of 1 million hearts by the end of the year still remains. I think it's totally in my sights. So if you're watching live on Periscope, make sure you're tapping those hearts as often as you can. Thank you for repping. If you're catching me on SoundCloud, iTunes, or Stitcher, please leave a review. 1 star, 5 stars. Leave me a review. Let me know what you think. I appreciate the feedback. And let's get started. Remember, every day, 12 noon Eastern Time, Daily Swole on Facebook Live, Periscope, Busker, and YouTube. And of course, you can catch this on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher in podcast form. And this is episode 147. How often can you train a muscle? It's going to come down to several factors. First off, different muscles have different fiber types. So slower twitch fibers, such as forearms, calves, abdominals, muscles where there's more endurance needed, more low-level activity over a longer duration of time, where muscles have to perform activities on a regular basis for extended periods. So it's not necessarily like the pectorals, like the pec major, or the lats, muscles that provide more force and fatigue quicker, muscles that provide low levels of force over and over again for a longer period of time. Those are more type 1, we call slow twitch fibers. Those muscles are designed to undergo more frequent stress. Thus, it's hard to develop big calves. Thus, it's hard to develop big forearms. Thus, a lot of people have a tough time developing abdominals because those muscles are generally activating frequently based on just where they are in the body. So those muscles will, in general, once they undergo stress from training, as they are designed to in life, they will adapt quicker, they will be able to handle that stress easier, and to overload them, you can train them more frequently, more times during the week. That's going to depend on you. Some people, like I like to do some calves every day or as often as I can in the gym when I feel like it, so 4 or 5 days a week. Some people like to do calves once a week. Some people like to do abs every day. Some people like to do abs a couple days a week. The point is you are able to train some of these muscles more frequently because the way they're designed, the way the fiber types and the composition of these muscles are designed. And everyone on an individual level is going to be different. Some people will have more type 1 or type 2 fiber composition of certain muscles, and that's just the lay of the land. But some of these muscles you're able, in general, to train more frequently than others. Your time available, the time that you have available to train. If you are unable to go to the gym more than 2 or 3 times a week, obviously frequency of training any muscle group is going to be limited to those 2 or 3 times per week. So that's going to be a factor. Number 3 is going to be experience. If you are new to the gym, you do not need to expose certain muscles or any muscle to exceptional frequency. You don't need to be doing calves every day or abs every day. You need to be exposing your body to more frequent stress, to overload, but you do not need to be pounding muscles with extra volume all the time because everything is new to your body and it's very shocking. You need to ramp up your body, you need to ease your body into it, and then over time you can increase the frequency and the intensity. And that's going into my next point, which is volume and intensity. Volume and intensity. Volume is generally sets times repetitions. So that means the amount of work you're doing on a muscle. So how many sets are you doing? How many reps are you doing? How much is the resistance? Are you going to absolute failure? If you are just doing, let's say, 3 sets and you're kind of gets a little burn and you stop, you put the weight down and you're doing 3 sets, kind of like that every single day, that's going to be fine because you're not really pushing it. You're just doing a couple exercises like lifting a few boxes up and down the stairs a few times. You could do that every day and get used to it. I'm talking about failure, breaking down the muscle, causing a lot of stress and trauma and microtrauma in the muscle tissue. that is going to have its limitations. So certain muscle groups that might be maybe smaller, like arms, abs, calves, forearms, shoulders, get a lot of exposure. Those can generally recover quicker. Now, everyone's going to be different. Some people get really sore in their chest every time they work out. Some people never get sore. Some people get sore all the time in their legs. Some people don't really get sore in their legs. Everyone is different per body part. Some people just have more sensitivity to certain areas. But the volume and the intensity is going to have a big, big role in that. If you push your body to the limit, if you do a lot of volume, a lot of reps, a lot of sets, you need to be mindful and give your body enough time between subsequent workouts. So the harder you go, the more time you're going to need, days time between subsequent training. Also, your goal depends on what your goals are. If your goal is to be not super big and very muscular, if your goal is more of a slender type physique, you might not be pushing to that extreme intensity. You might not be lifting the same amount of weight, going to the same, in the lower rep range, for example. You might be doing more frequent total body workouts, so the volume on each body part isn't to the level that would cause a lot of cross-sectional diameter increase, being hypertrophy, so you won't be getting as much muscle size growth. You'll get maybe stronger, develop the muscle, work the muscle, but not get a lot of elaborate muscle mass. So volume bodybuilding, you want more higher volume training, more moderate, higher volume, more reps, more sets. That's why bodybuilders generally segment body parts, because if you have a day where you're doing total body, there's not a lot of time to do each individual body part. If you go to the gym and you do chest, or I'm doing arms today, or back, you have, let's say, half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour to just focus on back. You can get more volume. You could do more work focused on the back. You don't have to do back and then do some shoulders and then do some legs and spread it out. That kind of volume paired with failure training in a rep range of about 8 to 15 repetitions will, over long-term periods with proper nutrition, build more muscle size. If you spread out the volume, if you do more total body workouts, upper, lower, push, pull, you're not going to build the same level of hypertrophy. And that just depends on what your goals are. Some people don't want to get very, very, very big, which is fine because it's very, very challenging to get very, very big. And I don't, it's really, I don't want to say insulting, but short-sighted when people say, oh, I don't want to lift that. No, I don't want to get big. I wish it was that easy. I have clients that know, or people in classes, I don't want to lift that. No, I'm not going to do 10s. I don't want to get big. I get big really quickly. No, you don't. I wish it was that easy. I mean, just the fear that people have of getting big is so irrational. It's out of fucking control how irrational people are in their fear of getting big. If it was that easy, everyone would be huge. It is so hard to build muscle. It is so hard to get big. It takes so much relentless, consistent effort beyond what you can ever imagine. And people are just, I don't want to lift 10 pounds over 7.5. I don't want to get big. Psh, that ego on people that they're just going to blow up like a balloon. Not going to happen. If you get a little bit thicker, it's because you're not eating properly, you have water retention, you have inflammation, and you have fat under the skin. You're not building a lot of muscle. And people say, no, I get big, I get really blocky and muscular. Well, unless you're doing underwater weighing or DEXA scans all the time, you don't know what your body composition is, so you can't really talk and tell me that it's muscle when it's probably fat or it's probably water retention. So people do not build muscle that quickly. You might build 1 or 2 pounds a month if you're doing everything on point. And that's not a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot. It is a lot. But that's for natural capacity. If you're doing anabolic steroids and things like that, you could speed up that process. But for the average person, especially for females, you're not building muscle that quickly. Very, very slowly. Very, very slowly. And nutrition. Nutrition's a big role in how often you can train a muscle, because if you're not drinking enough water, if you're not sleeping properly, I'm going to group sleep and recovery in with nutrition. If you're not eating the proper nutrients, getting the proper protein, carbohydrates, proper fats, vitamins from all your food, everything. If you're not getting proper nutrients, you're not going to recover as fast, and you're not going to be able to work out as frequently to the same level. If you're not recovering properly, you cannot hit your body as hard on a regular basis. You are going to break your body down. Your body will not be able to recover. You'll start getting injured. You'll start having overtraining symptoms of fatigue, pain, lasting soreness. You're going to have issues relating to your poor nutrition. This is a major, major issue with many people because they train regularly, but they don't have the nutrition in check. They're going out drinking. They're not eating right every day. They're not eating enough protein. They're not eating enough carbohydrates. Whatever the case may be, they're missing certain vitamins and minerals. They're not getting the nutrients in they need on the daily that is going to allow them to recover, that's going to allow their body to rebuild. So these are all the things that you need to take into accountability when you're just thinking about how often you can train a muscle. Everyone is different. That doesn't mean that you can't do something that's off the charts because it might work for you. However, these things are going to play a role in how often you're going to work certain muscles based on their natural designed use, your ability to get to the gym, the intensity and your experience, your actual goals at the end of your training, and also your nutrition, how you're recovering between sets and between workouts. Thank you for joining me for episode 147 of The Daily Mother Swole. Just a reminder, you can catch this live on Facebook Live, Periscope, Busker, and also YouTube at Swolenormous, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher. And those of you that are members of my Swolenormous Premium private group on Facebook, there's going to be some more material coming ASAP on the program design. If you are looking to get into your workout training routine, make sure you visit my website, Swolenormous.com, and click on Get Premium. It's $4.99 a month, and we do individualized program design we're going through, and it's a great community. We do corrective exercise, we do program design, nutrition. It's a lot of private training and a group collaborative effort to get you to where you need to be. So if you have any issues on your own program and you want to generate your own, learn a little bit more about your body and generate or restructure your own fitness program, now is the time, because we just started doing our program restructuring phase in Premium. So we got a lot of private videos, private YouTube lists, playlist, workout demonstrations, motivation, all that type of stuff, weekly accountability meetings every Monday. So a lot of good stuff going on in Premium, a lot of good stuff going on and coming up. So thank you for joining me. I'll see everyone tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time for episode 148. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Don't forget to flex it up.